you would turn to 2 Samuel, the 21st chapter. Beginning with the 15th verse. And it reads, Moreover, the Philistines had yet war again with Israel, and David went down, and his servants with him, and fought against the Philistines. And David waxed faint. And Ishbi-Benob, which was of the sons of the giant, the weight of whose spear weighed 300 shekels of brass in weight, he being girded with a new sword, thought to have slain David. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, succored him and smote the Philistine and killed him. Then the men of David sware unto him, saying, Thou shalt go no more out with us to battle, that thou quench not the light of Israel. And it came to pass after this that they were again a battle with the Philistine at God. Then Sibbeshai, the Hushathite, slew Seth, which was the sons of the giant. And there was again a battle in God with the Philistines, where Elihanah and the son of Jeriah Regem, a Bethlehemite, slew the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, the staff of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was yet a battle in God, where was a man of great stature, that had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes, 24 in number. And he also was born to the giant. And when he defiled Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shimei, the brother of David, slew him. These 4 were born to the giant in God, and fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servant. I want to talk about giants, facing your giants, taking giants down, and then I want to say something about 5 smooth stones. Now, there's 3 things that I'm trying to get you to look at in this. And if you read the story, we know about David slew Goliath with his slingshot. And in that he had some smooth stones in his little slingshot pocket. And if I could try to piece it together for your understanding, Saul had sons that had been hung. That was in the first part of the chapter. And I want you to look at giants that's in your life. Now, when I say giants, that means there are circumstances that seem overwhelming to you. Things that you look at that are stressful. It seems that you don't have any way of trying to fix it. Whatever the problem is, I can't handle that. It's just too much. And the story here shows Abishai rescuing David from the giants, from 15 to 17. And then the Philistines slaying the others for David in 18 through 22. And I want to show you that God has a way of sending help to you when you need it. And you never know where help is going to come from. But when God puts you in situations, I want you to understand that He has a reason why you're there. And there's nothing that you face that cannot be what? Handled. So a lot of times we like to run from our problems or skip down, if you want to put it another way. Let me just skip on by this. Lulu, skip to Malou, my darling. I want the easy road and I don't want to have to go through nothing. But in this life, we face many obstacles and circumstances. See, I look at the church. We need roof, we need the rain falling in over there, and you got all types of things. And since 2009, I've been talking to you, and we've been talking back and forth, needing a roof. And to this day, there has not been what? A roof put on. But the place has been designated historical, and for some reason, enough funds have not been what? Generated to do this. But have we lost faith that it will be done? See, God's timing is a whole lot different from our time. I don't know what you have to learn in between that time, but I'm kind of getting the picture now, because you see, God said, you can't go ahead of me. And so I want you to understand, whatever the problem is, don't try to get ahead of God. See what the fellow told David, hey, you getting kind of weary. God done called David to be the king. But if David get out there and start getting tired when he's in the battle, somebody might kill him, and he's going to what? Be out the way. So God has placed someone and said, no. Next time, don't you come out here. You go back there. We got this. You got it? So God got a way of doing things. So our Goliath is always stalking us. We need to focus on God and not the giant problem. He comes to our bedside, hoping to be the first voice you hear. He covers your waking thoughts early, pillow bone emotions. He awakes you with words of worry, stirs you with thoughts of stress. If you dread the day before you begin your day, mark it down. Your giant has been by your bed. He goes with you through the day. He says, you ain't got what it takes. You come from a long line of losers. Now, I know you're not losers, but I'm trying to say how that mentality starts. Sometimes you'll feel something, I just don't feel like getting up to this stuff today. Now, if I'm telling the truth, y'all need to say amen. I know you're listening, but I want to hear you talking and saying something. He, your giant, your Goliath, given half a chance, he'll turn your day into the valley of Elah, taunting, teasing, boasting, and echoing claims from one hillside to the other. Oh boy, I got them now. They can't do nothing. I done made them weak. They full of debt. They got disaster. They need to go on some kind of dialysis. Danger, danger, danger. Deceit, deceit, deceit. Disease, disease, disease. Depression, depression, depression. Supersized challenges. Still swagger and strut. Still pilfering your sleep. You can't sleep at night. It's embezzling your peace. And it's liposuction your joy. How dare you let these things get in your way when you already said, God, I need to face this giant. What do I need to do it with? So, we all got problems. So let me tell you about some smooth stones. I have one that I keep at the house I got from Tallahassee, oh boy, 1990 something. But it was a smooth stone. And when I looked at that stone, I thought about David and his slingshot. And I can imagine he had 5 smooth stones. So let me give you some names of what I call the smooth stones that you're going to use to fight your Goliath in your life. The stone of the past. That stone. Well, Goliath jogs David's memory. Eli was deja vu. While everyone else was quivering, David remembered. God had given him strength to wrestle a lion and strong arm a bear. Wouldn't he do the same with the giant? So what circumstances that you've already experienced that nobody can talk about but you, that you can remember in the past, that I know that when this kind of stuff happens to me, God is able. Whatever happened in the past, you done passed it, you got through it, it's way back there, but it's an experience that you will never forget. And you know that it was not by your might, but by the might and power of God that it happened. So you got to remember what brought you this far. A good memory make heroes. A bad memory make wimps. Remember his marvelous works which he has done. Catalog God's successes. Keep a list of his world records. Has he not walked you through high waters, proven to be faithful? Have you not known his provision when nobody else was around? Somehow God provided. How many nights have you gone to bed hungry, morning awakening in the cold? Has he made roadkill out of your enemies? Write today's worries in the sand. Chisel yesterday's victories in the stone. Pick up the stone of the past. And then I want you to transition it. Just move on and say, I know what my Redeemer says about this. I know I won't have to go through the same thing again. Not this way, because God has already what? Provided a way out. We have to remember that in his word he said, I know that I love my people. I know I sent my son for you. I know that if you believe and trust in me, I will provide for you. I will protect you. I'll do everything you need. Yes. But we got to remember. And then that second stone, a stone of prayer. Before going high, David went low. Before ascending to fight, David descended to prepare. Don't face your giant without first doing the same. Dedicate time to prayer. I don't know what I do without prayer. Because every time I'm opening my mouth, it seems like I'm asking the Lord to help me or show me or do something. Even in the morning, what's your word for me today? How do I get through this day? Eyes all closed, can't have, open them, just a mess. But I know that I have to ask God, come on, Lord, show me something. Even when I done wrestle and the pillows all on the floor, how to get down, I don't know. But Lord, let's see what the day is going to bring. Don't face your giant without first praying. Dedicate some time to prayer. Paul, the apostle, wrote, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end, and with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. Just don't pray for yourself. Pray for everybody else so that they can be protected just like you want to be protected. Prayer spawns David's success. Wisdom grew out of the moment. He strengthened himself in the Lord his God. When Saul's soldiers tried to capture him, David turned towards God. Have you been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble? David asked in the Lord. Oh, well, now, God has been there for you in your trouble? Have you talked to him and told the Lord, will you bring me out? Well, how do you survive a fugitive life in caves? Did David, with his prayer like this one, be good to me, Lord God, and now I run to you for dear life. I'm hiding out under the wings until the hurricane blows over. I call out to our God, the God who holds me together. When David soaked his mind in God, he stood. When he didn't, he flopped. You think he spent much time in prayer the evening he seduced Bathsheba? What you think was on his mind then? Did he write a psalm the day he murdered Uriah? I don't think so. I don't think he had anything to do with prayer, but boy, look at that, look at that, look at that. And there wasn't no thought about no prayer there. It's just that I want that there, I see that. You be careful what you're looking at. Be careful what you lost. Be careful how you're looking at other folks' stuff and thinking, oh, I wish I had that. You don't know what it takes to get what other folk got. Just be thankful for what God has done. And then, when you know he done messed up, then he tried to kill the woman's husband. He was sitting out the battle, and the man just would not die. Sometimes God got stuff in your way just for him to do what? Rip your mind up till you get it. I'm going to keep hitting you and hit you until you get a headache or you get it. Until you get it right, God may keep thumping you over and over with the same stuff. You got to just remember. Well, anyway, stop. Let me stop.
Amen.
Remember Isaiah 26:3. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. God promises not just peace, but perfect peace. Undiluted, unspotted, unhindered peace. To whom? To those whose mind are fixed on God. Forget occasional glances. Dismiss random ponderings. Peace is promised to the one who fixes thoughts and desires on the King.
Amen.
Well, I tell you what, in that, with the stone of prayer, invite God's help. Pick up the stone of prayer and don't neglect it. Pray when you're walking. Pray so much till you pray in your sleep. I told a member that I had years ago, my second church, and there was time that I told him, I said, you know, Brother Red, I may not be able to get to you when you need me. But I tell you what, when you call me, I'll get there. But in the meantime, you pray until I get there. Brother Red called his daughter all the way from Oklahoma, called. I said, okay, I'm trying to get there. I got to get dressed and everything. I live on the opposite side of town. But they told me when I got there, Brother Red had passed. But they said he died praying. He remembered what you said. He prayed. But when I got there, God had done transitioned him. But the thing is, don't depend and wait on what? The pastor. You got to learn how to pray to God for yourself. I know I'm here for something, but unless you know how to reach kingdom, you're not going to have any results there. You can't wait. You got to have what? God present right then and there. Learn how to pray for yourself. Okay, let me move on. That's the third stone. Priority. Remember your highest priority, God's reputation. David jealously guarded it. No one was going to defame his Lord. David fought so that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. For the battle is the Lord. It's not yours. Right. David saw Goliath as a chance for God to show off. David knew he would be exit the battle alive. No, he didn't really know he was going to come out. He just believed that he was willing to give his life for the reputation of God. I'm willing to go all the way through because God promised me. Those Hebrew boys, they were teenagers. They did not turn against God. They say, if God save us, we'll be saved. But if not, that's it. But I'm not going to change who I believe in. My God, the God of Israel, is an awesome God. My God, the man that I believe that sent his son Jesus, and Jesus told the Holy Spirit, come on, you comfort them until I come back. That's the one that I trust in. That's the one that I believe in. My priority is God first. Every time I open my mouth, my eyes, my ears, it's what about you, God? What it is. What if you saw your giant in the same manner? Rather than begrudge him, welcome him. Come on. Your cancer is God's chance to flex his healing muscles. Your sin is God's opportunity to showcase grace. Your struggling marriage can billboard God's power. See your struggle as God's canvas. On it he will paint his multicolored supremacy. Whatever the thing is, I don't care what it is, put it in God's hand. Yeah. I remember when my brother was going through and they told me he was in the room. I wouldn't go. Mother, brother, all of this guy, I just can't go. But I broke down and said, God, how much more can he take? And that was a hurt. But you got some stuff that you're going through. You got to remember God has a way. He can heal anything. But if you don't let him and you don't accept it, he can't heal if you don't believe. You got to trust that the God you serve will do what he said he's going to do. So, announce God's name and then you reach for the next stone. The stone of passion. David ran not from but towards his giant. On one side of the battlefield, Saul and his cowardly armed goat. On the other, Goliath and his skull-splitting scope. In the middle, the shepherd boy ran on his spindly legs. You know those skinny legs, y'all see them? Who would bet on David? Who would put money on the kid from Bethlehem? Not the Philistines, not the Hebrews, not David's brothers, or King David himself. But God did. Yes. And since God did, and since David knew God did, the skinny little run became a blur of pumping knees and a swirling sling. He ran towards his giant. You need to do the same. I don't care what the problem is. Face it head on. I dare you. Come on, Mama Cedar. You think you bad? Come on. I got something for you. I'm standing on the promises of God. I'm standing on his word. I got a solid foundation. My foundation is Jesus. You just come on. Bring the best that you have. Well, what's the problem that's bothering you now? You stare so long, you can number the hairs on Goliath's chest. Has it helped you any? Just sitting up there looking at it. Listening hurts, won't heal them. You can write them down on a piece of paper. You can itemize your problem, won't solve them. You know how we do our bank account? We got to make sure. Wait a minute, I'm going to check here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that hasn't gone through yet. Oh. Wait, trying to itemize this. Oh, shucks. I went to the filling station just the other day. Went up there and put my little card in there, and the thing said decline. I said, what? I know I done figured in my head and everything. I said, I know I got this much. I can put this much gas in. I wasn't going to put it all. But when I did this, it said decline. I just put the card up, closed the thing, went on home, and I got to the telephone. I called the bank. How come y'all won't let me get no gas. You got a zero balance. What? I didn't count that. Oh, Lord, I forgot. And as soon as I forgot, that went through. And they had to take some money I had somewhere else to put it on the cover there. And I said, oh! So don't itemize your stuff so closely. Because you can't remember everything. You don't write it down. But there's going to be some surprises somewhere. But God fixed it all. The lady said, it's all right. We did this, we did that, but I still was at zero. I had to go and put something in there. And I couldn't tell Brother Smith. I had you were supposed to know what you're doing. So you understand what I'm saying. You got to remember that, emphasize that God will make a way out of no way. Brother Smith found out that he had to go and put gas in the car. And that was all right, because I didn't know where I was going to get anything from. It shocked me so bad just to see zero. I keep 2, but 0. Okay. There's still one more stone. The stone of persistence. David didn't think one rock would do. He knew that Goliath had 4 big old boys. Ishba-Benob, who was one of the sons of the giant. And they say the weight of whose bronze spear was 300 shekels. Seth made the list, described as one son of the giant. When there was another, the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, the shaft of the spear was like a weaver's beam. These 3 seemed harmless compared to King Kong. Another giant had 6 fingers. I heard when I read the scripture, somebody said, whoa. I've seen folk with little fingers growing out over there. And it kind of like, it's a shock when you see it. But just imagine, 6 on this hand, 6 on that one, 6 on both feet. That's 24. And so, they were born like that. Why did David question why he got quintets of stones? 5. Could it be because Goliath had 4 relatives the size of a Tyrannosaurus? For all David knew, they'd come running over the hill to defend their kinfolk. Y'all know how we get it. Okay. The littlest one in the bunch. I got my big brother over here. Big brother over there. I got one back here. You ready? So David had to think like, well, if he bring them other folk, I got to have one for each one of them big old bad boys. Well, David was ready to empty the chamber and load them up. If we imitate him, never give up, one prayer may not be enough.
Amen.
One apology might not do it.
Amen.
One day, a month of resolve might not be sufficient.
Amen.
You may get knocked down a time or 2,
Amen.
but you don't quit.
Amen.
Keep loading the rocks. Keep swinging the sling. David took 5 stones. He made 5 decisions. You do likewise. Past, prayer, priority, passion, persistence. Next time Goliath wake you up, reach for a stone. Odds are he'll be out of the room before you can load your sling.
Amen.
Take a moment to answer this question. Do you call Jesus Savior and Lord? Maybe you haven't done that lately. Perhaps you never knew how much Christ loves you. How you do? How would you know that Jesus loves you? Because the Bible tells me so. Jesus did not disown David. He forgave David. So I don't care if you done hit a little this, that, and the other. God knows what you've done.
Amen.
See, you can hide from folks, but you can't hide from God.
Amen.
You may not have been a good old Christian, even if you don't give your life over to the Lord. But God already knows. But if you just say, Lord, forgive me, God forgive you for whatever you have done. He loved David. He led David. He wouldn't even disown him. He won't disown you. He simply awaits your invitation. One word from you, and God will do it again. What he did for David and for millions of other people just like him. He will claim you. He will save you. He will use you. He will use the mat that people thought that they were walking on, which is you. Any word will do. But these seem appropriate. Jesus, I trust you with my life. Jesus, I want to make you my master, Savior, my giant killer. I trust you with my heart and give you my life. Oh, Lord Jesus, listen to my cry. Even in the difficult times of life, I moan and I groan and I know that my Redeemer liveth. But you have to come on and take care of this giant for me. I can't do nothing by myself. I have to pray all the time. I have to pray without ceasing. I have to look myself in the mirror and say, I know I made a mistake, but that's all right, Lord. You said you'll forgive me. I trust in your word. I believe and I trust in you. I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I don't keep nothing to myself. I tell him because I don't want to leave here one day leaving a stone unturned. But I want you to know that God sits high and he looks low. And he said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, my dear. You just do what I call you to do. God called you for a purpose. He knew your name before you were named by your parents. He already knows what you're good to do. He knows what he called you to do. You just got to understand, there are going to be giants. There's going to be stuff nipping at your bed while you're sleeping at night. You're going to feel pressure from here and there. But God said, I got this. You just got to remember what he said. Read his word day by day. Look up. Look up. Look up. He is coming back. You can see it all over the nation. Things are happening over and over and over again. Hospitals are still filled with sickness and disease. They even send them from other countries. But God said, all of these things will be. But you just trust me because I'm coming back on a cloud. And when I come back, I'm coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle. I believe Jesus and his word. Face your giants. Just face your giants. And you do that by saying the battle is not mine. It's the Lord.